If you're dealing with a deviated septum, or maybe you had a nose injury while in service, this filing a VA disability claim for this might seem minor, but the VA actually rates it, and I think you should consider putting in a disability claim for this. In this video, I'm going to break down how the VA rates it, what evidence you're going to need, and how to file it the right way without getting overwhelmed. First, what is a deviated septum? It's basically the cartilage or the bone inside your nose in the middle is off center. This could be caused by some sort of trauma, maybe an accident that you had in the military, just an injury, something that, many of us probably had happen to us. Some of us don't even know that we have deviated septums. And as you're looking through your service treatment records, when you're evaluating all of your conditions, you may come across an actual injury where you had this happen to you and you don't even know you have a deviated septum. So how do you know? What are some symptoms? Number one, difficulty breathing. Maybe you have nasal congestion. Maybe you get sinus infections. Maybe you can just kind of see it. Or maybe you go to the doctor and the doctor tells you that you have it. If that's you, I want you to watch this video because you might have a 10% rating sitting in front of you that could be very easy to file for and win. One that also has other secondary conditions that's connected to this that I'm going to talk about more towards the end of this video. So first and foremost, service connection basics. Like, what do we need to get this VA disability or any other VA disability? Number one, we need an in-service event or injury. So if you did have an incident happen to you in the military where your nose was struck, maybe you hit it, something, who knows, or even if it was not while, you were actually performing some sort of military duty, maybe you got into a car accident and the airbag busted your nose open, or maybe you fell while playing soccer. As long as it happened during active duty time, it counts. So that will help you get the in-service event. You also need to have a current diagnosis. Now, some of us vets know that we have a deviated septum. Maybe it was diagnosed during the military. If you had it back then, you still have it, but you need to have that current diagnosis. So make sure that you go to the doctor and get something, within the past year before you submit your claim. And then, of course, you just need some sort of evidence, just linking everything together, which if you had an incident happen to you in the military, and I'll give you an example. If you had an incident happen to you in the military, maybe you got punched in the face in a bar fight, I don't know. That would count, but maybe you didn't document that. Maybe you didn't go see the doctor. Maybe just some of your friends saw that. So what would count and what would support this claim is a simple buddy statement from, a couple friends of yours that have seen it happen, saw it occur. It can document that in a lay statement, and you can submit that to the VA. If you don't have contact with those friends anymore, you could also write your own personal statement and explain the situation, explain when it happened, explain why you didn't go to the doctor. And honestly, that should suffice with the VA. You may have to appeal it, but for the most part, that's what you need. Essentially, if that happened, if you have that in-service event and you have the medical evidence, it will work. Now let's jump into the most important part, and that is, how does the VA rate a deviated septum? I'll tell you, it's not much, but as I jump into some of the secondary conditions, I think you'll see that any points that you can get on the board for something that you have and can easily win is worthwhile. So it's diagnostic code 6502, and I always suggest that you Google the diagnostic code, and if you do, it'll take you to 38 CFR. It'll pop you down to where that condition is at, and it'll explain what the VA rater has to use. It'll explain what their guidance is, what their requirements are, and what boxes they need to check to give you a rating. And this one is 0% if there's no significant breathing problems, which many of you have that, right? No significant breathing problems. But you can get this thing to 10%, which seems small, but like I said, points on the board. 10% if there's 50% or more obstruction in one nasal passage or complete obstruction in one side. Now, how the hell do you prove 50% obstruction in one nasal passage or complete obstruction on one side? I'm going to give you a pro tip. Obviously, what the doctor's going to have you do is they're going to have you check for your breathing through your nose by blocking one nostril at a time during the VA rating exam. But one thing I want to encourage you to do to make sure that you have medical evidence is go see an ENT and explain to the ENT what you're trying to do, and tell them what the VA's requirements are. They'll probably scoff at you and say this is crazy that this is how they rate it, but that's what the law says and that's what we have to go with. The doctor will help you figure out whether or not you have 50% obstruction or complete obstruction on one side, and they'll document that for you. And if you don't, then you don't get that extra rating, but it's still a service-connected rated disability that you can connect to other things. So with that being said, let's talk about some of those other conditions that we can secondary to a deviated septum that can increase your overall VA disability rating. So sleep apnea is one, and I know that one's going away soon. Sinusitis or rhinitis is a big one. I mean, sinusitis can get you up to 50%. Rhinitis can get you up to 30%, depending on your conditions and how severe they are. Headaches or breathing issues linked to your deviated septum. So those are just a few of the service-connected conditions that will work and will help you get your rating increase, which is what we're here to do. How do you file the VA claim? Well, first of all, if you're brand new to filing for VA disability claims, I want you to watch the video that I'm going to post at the end of this video. It will help you understand what you need to do as a beginner filing for VA disability claim. It will help you identify conditions or symptoms that will be service connected, and it'll kind of help you kind of lay the groundwork and set up that blueprint for you. So listen, if you are new to VA disability claims, please click the like button and subscribe to this channel for more education on how to do this the right way without becoming overwhelmed.